Good morning. Let's talk about it Tuesday. First of all, before I even get started, I want to say thank you to everyone that has shown us love from the passing of my mother in law. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to everyone that has said happy birthday, sent a text, sent a gift, called, meant the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yesterday was my birthday, but also um, just doing life, right? And I want to say just thank you to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, today we are going live. I was supposed to go live last week. I didn't. But this week I went live yesterday with the Lions Den. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just go live and just hopefully I do not start crying on this live, but I will go live. I hope you guys can see me. Okay, there we go. I will be going live to continue the 30 days of pouring. Um, if you read my blog on the other day, you saw where I said I thought that this was going to be a time for me to get poured into. I mean, me to pour into people, and did not realize that this was going to be a time that I would get poured into again. A shout out to everyone that has shown up, everyone that has given gifts, everyone that has came to support us, given us food. We appreciate you during this time. But I believe that one thing about times like this is that we're gonna talk. Let's talk. So here we go. Let's talk about I see y'all joining. While you're joining, I want you to type good morning, good morning, good morning as we rock out. I'm gonna be talking about this Tuesday. We're gonna talk about healing while building. This is part 3 of the 30-day pouring. So let's get ready to rock out. I want to talk about this with you for a minute. Here we go. Let's grow. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm trying to share this. Give me 1 second. So, I'm going to be sharing. So, Father, I pray that there's something that I say today that will help, that will empower, that will encourage, and that will give that woman the tenacity to keep going, keep pushing, and also see the power of continuing to grow, glow, and go into the things that they're doing and they're called to do and they're designed to do. In Jesus' name. I'm trying to stall because I want to do this really, really quick while I share this and while you're joining. Again, if you listen to the other 2 lives that we talked about, we discussed the importance of making sure you turn your pain into purpose. I think we talked about that last time. We also talked about the importance of making sure that you keep building no matter what the case may be, making sure that you don't quit, making sure that you don't give up. If you know me, that is my momentum, is to teach you how to turn your pain into purpose, your purpose into passion, and your passion into the promises that God has for you. But most of all, not just the promises that God has for you, but those promises can turn into profit. Listen, I teach you that. And I also teach you principles that you can process so that you can progress in life. Again, if you're joining me, please let me know y'all can hear me. Okay. If you're joining me, just put in the screen good morning, like, share, all of that. Yes, I am going live. Again, I pray I do not cry. And I got this big old pimple on my face, but I pray I do not cry. But I just wanted to share this because I was like, I did great with the Lions Den on Monday. So let me see if I can do this. So I want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone, even if you watched the replay. Thank you to everyone that has been joining me for the last couple of weeks as we've been talking about the 30 days of pouring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to those that have been rocking out, sharing. Thank you to those that are growing with me. Today, we're going to talk about something that many women experience, but very few women talk about. many women experience, but very few women talk about. And that lesson today, and if you're in here, I want you to type healing while building, healing while building, healing while building, healing while building. I want you to type that healing while building as we talk about that today. Healing while building. If I could be totally honest with you and with that person that's watching the replay, that person that's rocking out with me, if I can be totally honest with you, this may be the most vulnerable. And when I saw my topic that was for today, that was already planned out before life happens, because life be lifing. I was like, okay, Tanya, are you sure you want to go live to talk about this? Yes, two reasons. Number one is because I want to empower, encourage. But number two is because I do want to encourage those women to join me for this retreat. But I knew in the midst of talking about this that I pray that someone else is healed from the things that I am discussing and that we're going to be talking about today. All right. Healing while building. Again, a vulnerable story, but yet I think impactful. As you've been going on the journey with me, you went on the journey when I got sick. I kind of been sharing that when I was sick and how no matter what, I ended up turning that pain into purpose. You went on the journey with me when I talked about I had to make a decision, that I had to decide to choose to make sure. And that is also for you, that you got to decide and choose to make sure that you are doing the things that God has designed you to do in your life. And if you don't, you're waiting for someone else to validate, to okay what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I realized that I cannot do that. I cannot allow someone else to take my dream to a place that they did not understand the vision of. So I had to make sure that I did that. And I also had to turn my pain into purpose and not sit in it and not wallow in it and not allow myself to become stuck and allow myself to become complacent. Same thing with yourself. You want to make sure that you are allowing yourself to grow, allowing yourself to move, and allowing yourself to do the things that God has designed you to do. All right. So here we go. I know some people they probably like, Tanya, I didn't even know you was gonna go live. But let's talk about it. Healing while building, because this wasn't the type of healing that I needed when it came to physical. We talked about physical a couple of weeks ago. This was not the healing that I needed for physical. This was a season of emotional pain. Emotional pain. If you're watching, I need you to type that emotional pain. If you've ever been to a place of, yes, I've experienced physical pain, but when it comes to emotional pain, how do I handle that? And what does that look like, Tanya? That emotional pain. This was the season I had to question myself. This was the season that I had a moment of my leadership. This was a season of questioning my worth. This was a season that I realized that maybe just like you that are watching today, maybe you are exactly where I was in this time and in this season of my life, which was a couple of years ago, that I was at this place of trying to identify who am I after I have been hit in this place in my life. And one of the things my husband and I, we poured into people and ministry. We love people. We serve people. We sacrifice in this moment. Again, maybe that is you. You've been to this place where you served, you sacrificed, you given back, you've done all these things. And then all of a sudden, something ended up happening. And the thing that ended up happening for us was that I realized that in this moment, that this was the time that multiple people ended up no longer being a part of our ministry. I started questioning myself, like, girl, did you do something wrong? Did you mess up? My husband didn't cheat. My husband didn't do anything that was, he hit me. I ain't cheat. We not out here stealing in these streets, but it just happened. And things like that happens in your life. But for me, it hit a different kind of way because I am a leader. But this is what I found out, is that in the midst of all of that, it wasn't that people would leave silently. Some didn't, some did. It didn't matter. But when I look back at it, I literally started questioning myself. And I thank God for the video that my church family did. It reminded me of this, that Tanya, you have helped a lot of people. You have poured into a lot of people. You have empowered a lot of people. And maybe that is you. I love when they said, I am you and you are me. Maybe that is you, have been that person that done these things. And this is what I realized, that in that moment, this was back in 2018, I felt like, man, oh my God, did I do something wrong? Was I not enough? Could I have done something different? The truth was, when this happened in my life, I felt like that, oh my God, I didn't make the biggest mistake of my life, but I found out this. It wasn't that. I needed to go through a moment of healing. I needed to be rebuilt. I needed to heal the wounds that was caused from this particular hit that had nothing to do with other people, but the little girl that was in within me. The girl that dealt with rejection, the girl that dealt with failure, the girl that dealt with the wounds that. And I wrote a book with my ladies called from. Oh my God, what is it called? There's a I forgot what it's called. I wrote with the women in my church. And so in the midst of this, I realized that, oh my God, in 2018, I had to make the biggest decision of my life because this womb hit different because I was a leader. I was a pastor's wife, but I never dealt with the little girl within. I come to tell that person that you never deal with the little girl within. Some things end up happening in your life if you do not deal with it. So I made the biggest decision of my life and I went to counseling. I went to counseling. Counseling changed my life. Counseling made me better. Counseling made me realize that, girl, you are not weak, not just because you're going to counseling. It made me realize that I needed to heal for real. I needed to get to a point where I'm healing for real. I had to heal the weaknesses. I had to heal not the weaknesses, because healing is not weakness, but healing that part of me that I never dealt with. I come to tell anyone, when you are in the midst of building something major, did not know in 2018 that I was about to build something that would change the trajectory of my entire life. And I come to speak to that person today to let you know that when things start happening in your life, you got to realize that you're about to build something that you ain't never built before. And you have to heal before you start the process of building. You got to make sure that you heal before you start the process of building. Listen, I know this because I've been there. I'm not telling you something I heard. I am telling you something that I know, that you got to heal before you start to build. I had to heal and become courageous, heal and gain wisdom, heal and realize that the leadership in me is what God has called me to be and called me to do in that season and in that time. So who am I talking to? I'm talking to that person that has been hit. I'm talking to that person that has been wounded. I'm talking to that person that has experienced pain. So I come to tell you in this season that everything can change in your life because you're at a point that God wants you to be. God needed my husband and I to be at that point so that we can heal for real. So I started building. I started building, I started healing, and there was a couple of things that I ended up doing. And I would tell any woman this. Okay. I would tell any woman this: heal while you're building. Number one, how do you do that? Strong women need help healing too. Every strong woman needs healing too. In that moment, in that season of my life, I was a strong woman. And people thought that, but behind the smile, I realized that one of the biggest lies that you can make as a woman is to say that I'm strong, I'm okay. And my daughter says it's okay not to be okay. It is okay not to be okay. So I had to realize that the strong woman needed healing. I had to realize that the strong woman needed support. I had to realize that the strong woman needed a safe place. Every strong woman needs a safe place that they could go to. I always say my spiritual mother is my safe place. Now my business coach is my safe place, because as a woman, in order for you to heal while building, you gotta have a safe place so that you can heal for real. And listen, I may come back and do this because I know a lot of people thought I wasn't going live, but I'm gonna keep talking while y'all that is joining. So it may not still be here, but we're gonna still rock out. But strong women need a support. Most strong women need support. You need that support. You need that safe place that you can have. Most strong women, all I would say, all strong women need a counselor that you can go to that can heal that part of you that you do not understand that you need. A lot of strong women need community. When it comes down to healing that part of you, you got to be around like-minded women that can help you heal and build for real, so that you won't walk around pretending and wearing a mask that is allowing you to stay in a place of complacency. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I hope you hear me and hear me well. That strength of you needs to be courage. It needs to be understanding that I need community. I need community in order to do this. Most women that are leading, I'm about to do something for women that are leading. And it's going to be called, I ain't going to say what it's called, but it's going to be called something. But I'm going to do something for women that are leading out, because most women that are leading out in business, leading out in ministry, leading out maybe in their business, in their on their job, most women that are leading out in their families, while silently carrying wounds, nobody knows that you are going through a moment of wanting to quit, a moment of wanting to give up, a moment of wanting to throw in the towel, a moment of wanting to let go. And I come to talk to you this morning. I come to encourage you, my sister, my friend. Listen, while you are silently carrying these wounds, you are silently going through. I'm not telling you something I heard. Good morning, Miss Jones. I'm not telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something that I know for real. And listen, Miss Jones, I was like, never mind. I'm gonna tell you something that I know for real. That when you're walking around, me as a leader, me as a pastor's wife, in the same moment that I was going through the thing within the church, we were also downsizing into a home. So into an apartment. So I definitely felt like a failure, and I was carrying these wounds. But thank God I took a moment to make the decision to go through counseling. Again, had nothing. I found out later it was the little girl within me that dealt with rejection, because no matter what, people are going to leave, people are going to stay, people are going to go. People are with you for a season, a reason, and a lifetime. And you just got to realize, which area are these people in? Are they in a season, a reason, or a lifetime? And once you find out the category, unfortunately, the category that person is in your life. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Once you find out what seat that person is in your life, you find out quickly that it's not that I'm trying to put you in a category, but I got to realize where you are in my life. And I got to make sure that I'm not carrying wounds. I need you to type that. I'm not carrying wounds that while I'm in the midst of building, because if I carry these wounds while building, what's going to happen? Others are going to be contaminated from my wounds. So I got to make sure that, yes, I am a strong woman. Yes, you are a strong woman, but that strong woman got to stop for a moment so that she can heal for real, so that she can take the time and she can heal for real. The name of that book I was talking about earlier, There's a Real Heal You. There is, type that in the screen. There's a real heal you. There's a real heal you. And I think I'm going to come back and do this, but there's a real heal you, a real heal you. And that real heal you got to take the moment and pause. In that moment of 2018, the people leaving, the people that were talking on their way out, the people that was just whatever. And then on the top of that, downsizing into an apartment, going through that part of life, and the pandemic was happening also. And I had to pause and ask myself, what are you carrying that you've never given yourself permission to heal from? What are you carrying? Don't type that in the screen, because I don't want nobody to know that part. That's your own personal question. What are you carrying that you've never given yourself permission to heal from? I had to pause and ask myself that. And I realized that everything that I was carrying was rejection, was acceptance. Everything that I was carrying was allowing me to feel like a failure, was allowing me to think that something was wrong, was allowing me to think that something was going on. But I had to realize as an individual, and I come to tell you, it's not that you're a failure. It's maybe you haven't done nothing wrong. And then I had to accept the things that I did do wrong. And then I had to accept what God allowed. Okay. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but I had to realize that there's a real heal me. And in order for me to get on the other side of the real heal me, I had to take a moment to sit in that moment of hurt, that moment of, as a pastor's wife, I was hurt, broken. But as a young girl, I was hurt and broken as well, that did not deal with that. So I had to take a moment to deal with that. And when it comes to that, and I realized this, they say this, check on your strong friends, right? I realized in that moment, I did not have to be strong. Sitting there talking to my counselor, I did not have to be strong. I needed to be the woman that needed to heal. I will encourage anyone, you need Jesus plus therapy. Type that. You need Jesus plus therapy. Even in my right now, I know I'm gonna need Jesus plus therapy, right? Because of the experiences that is happening right now in our lives. But I realize this, number two, what triggers you may be trying to teach you something. Type that. In that moment that was going on, one thing the counselor helped me understand was this. Sometimes our reaction reveal unresolved wounds. The people leaving hurt, yeah, but the deeper issue wasn't just the people leaving. The deeper issue was what their leaving made me believe about myself. Can we say that again? It wasn't about, listen, Lex, it wasn't about the people leaving. It was about what they made me feel about myself. Had nothing to do with them, but everything to do with what I feel about myself. The things that triggered me. These are the things that triggered me. I didn't realize that I was being triggered, but it was this thing that triggered me. The rejection triggered me. The lies triggered me. The confusion triggered me because I don't like confusion. I've never been that chick, even in high school. I didn't like confusion. These things triggered me because I would shut down when it comes to confusion. So I had to realize, man, she made me realize the deeper issue is how they made you feel. Now let's deal with that. Come here. The deeper issue is not them. Don't blame them. Don't put that on them. Why that trigger you so bad? Why that made you feel a certain way? Why that put you in a slump of you're not enough? Why did that put, who am I talking to? Why did that put you in a slump of you are the worst leader? There's something you done wrong. You didn't do something right. Why did that put you in a slump? And I realized this. Come here, Miss Jones. I realized this. Sometimes situations like that will expose places that still needed healing. I needed that to happen. It had to happen. That had to happen because I needed to heal. I had to heal from being shame, embarrassed. When God was like, I'm doing something so much major in you than you can ever imagine. And you're so focused on this. Why are you triggered by this so much? Allow the triggers to teach you. Allow the triggers to set you free. Allow the triggers to not allow you to walk in shame. Because now we had to downsize and go back into our church. We lived in our church before. Now we had to, y'all, all of this stuff I'm talking about is in my book. You Are the Fragrance. All of this I'm talking about is in my books. And I had to realize, girl, you are the fragrance. You are, there's something in you that's so amazing, but you need to you got to figure out what this trigger is. Why did this have you here? The trigger is often the invitation that you invite into your life because of what people say, because of how people feel about you, and because of the actions that you see in people that you thought they loved you one way and they did. Baby girl, what people think about me ain't none of my business. That pain often points towards healing. Can you type that pain? That pain led me to healing, man. It led me to pay attention to the triggers, be aware of the triggers, now learn how to heal from the triggers. I'm going to say, I don't even know what I said. Just rewind it later, okay? Because I don't know what I said. But be aware of the triggers, pay attention to the triggers, and be willing to understand. I don't know what I said, but whatever the last thing I said, do that. You want to make sure you pay attention to these triggers. Don't allow triggers of what people think and people feel and what they say. Deal with that. I had to deal with that. So 2018, I'm dealing with it. I'm sitting on talking. I wasn't sitting on no couch, but I was sitting in a chair. And I'm talking to my counselor, and she's listening to me, but also asking questions. Questions like, what situation keeps showing up in your life that may be revealing you're this horrible person. What are those things? What's making you get there? And I had to dig deep. And those deep conversations led to the little girl within. And I had to realize there's a real heal me, which I wrote a book about. There's a real heal me. I wrote with other women to show that their pain really led them to healing. So what does this look like? Number one, it looked like the strong woman. The strong woman needs healing too. Number two, healing while building also looks like what triggers you may be trying to teach you? What triggers may be trying to teach you? And then the last thing is healing creates capacity. Here's what I discovered. Check this out, Lex. This is what I discovered. I discovered that the healthier I became, the better leader I became. The more I healed from those broken places, those broken pieces, the more I became a better leader. Not only that, the more I allowed the healthier me to become the woman that God had created it me to be, I became a better wife. The more I became healthier, I became a better coach slash mentor slash pastor's wife. I became a better me. I became a better entrepreneur. I had no idea that the hurt was allowing me, the parts that I wasn't healing in, come here, Lex, was allowing me to stay complacent, was allowing me to not tap into the better part of me that I did not understand. But by sitting in that and healing through that, I became a healthier me, man. I became a healthier me. Why? Because I learned how to create capacity. When you're healing, it gives you, can you type that? Healing creates capacity. I was able to allow more people to come into my life. Number one, I was able to allow more learning opportunities to come into my life. I was able to get the negative conversations out of my ear. And I didn't want to be around nothing but positive. So I started connecting with people that were going where I was going, doing what I was doing, going to the place that I was going to. And I started connecting with the right people. In the month of December 2018, if I would have told you out back then, I would have told, I got off. First of all, my social media page got blocked completely. So I couldn't be on social media. I did not, I literally stopped going live, stopped doing extra stuff. I stopped. I completely stopped. That girl was at a place that whole month of December of healing. But this is what I found out, that while I was in healing, I then got a mentor. Come here. Come on here, Lex. Nona Jones became my mentor. She still is that to me. She's a mentor afar. Let me say that. She's a mentor afar. Then I started watching now my business coach that I just invested into. Okay. I started watching her because I'm like, entrepreneurship is my portion. Come here. Entrepreneurship is my portion, because I told my children in 2020, we're going to live like no one else so that we can live like no one else. I didn't know what that meant, but I also knew my husband said in 2020, we're going to jump. We'll talk about that later. We're going to jump and we're going to do something different. So in the midst of doing this, Legs, check this out. I literally got this mentor, started identifying me, creating capacity as I healed, creating a place when I was able to carry unhealed pain, when I started consuming the right people and getting the right people in my circle that came around me. And they call it energy, but I call it God divine purpose. It was a God divine purpose that created this space for me to be able to grow, glow, and go to my next level. It created this space to allow me to dream again. Type that in the screen. It created this space to allow me to dream again. Thank God my Facebook page got blocked. I wasn't able to see nobody and no one. I was focused on me, and I started reading books like Comparison, Killing Comparison. I started reading that because I did not realize that I was comparing myself to others that were on. So, can I get real with you? You ready? I was comparing myself to others on social media. So I read that. Then I read a book called Emotional Heal Leader. I became emotional heal leader by reading this book and learning how to heal those emotions that were on the inside of me. Hear what I'm saying. If you are this person, I am talking to you. I am you and you are me. We got to get to a point to where we're learning to heal. And so because of that, I was able to dream again. Because of that, I was able to heal and build. And that's when the Butterfly Academy was birthed out. 2018, at the end, around December, the end of December, God gave me Butterfly Academy mentorship, which has been an impactful program that is turning into something way bigger than I can ever imagine. Why? Because I learned to heal. And I'm telling you this, why? Because maybe you're not healing. Maybe you're complacent because you're not taking, and you are me. that you're not taking out the time to sit in what happened, what was those triggers that hit you. You're not sitting in those triggers that have caused you to want to quit, to want to give up. You're not sitting in that. And so when you start to sit in it, I'm telling you, I'm a girl that's been where you were, pastor's wife of a church, living in my church, all of this. That's my story. You are the fragrance. It's all in my book. But I realized that I had to heal and figure out and realize that I am the fragrance. There are people that are connected to my fragrance. What is fragrance? Fragrance is the very essence of your assignment. This is my assignment as women. It's not just any kind of woman, but it is that woman that is burnt out, that woman that wants to give up, that woman that is dealing with burnt out prevention, that woman that is stuck, that woman that wants to throw in the towel. I had to learn who was I in that moment and who am I assigned to. You will learn in this moment of healing. Who are you? What is my purpose? What am I designed to do? What am I called to do? And you will find yourself getting around the right people that would allow you to be able to turn that situation into a butterfly metamorphosis experience. That's why I love butterflies. Butterfly Academy mentorship is a metamorphosis experience where you are changing from the inside out through my program. Why? Because I'm not trying to. Lion's Den is also a metamorphosis experience within your business. I learned how to build, but I had to heal first. Type that, heal first. If you're stuck, you're complacent, something is blocking you from building. You haven't healed. I had to realize that I hadn't healed. You are me and I'm you. I haven't healed. So I had to literally get to a point to realize that healing put me in rooms that grew me. Whoo, Miss Jones, Lex, I don't know who I'm talking to, but listen what I'm saying, sugar. Healing put me in rooms. What's up, lady? What's up, Lady McGee? Healing, Lady McGee, put me in rooms that allowed me to grow. Healing also gave me rooms that allowed me to breathe. I told you I needed a safe place. I couldn't just talk to anybody. I needed a safe place because I was hurt as a pastor's wife. I don't care. They can talk about me, laugh at me. I was hurt. After you done poured into people, I was hurt. I had to deal with that. But that hurt little piece of me was it affected me because I didn't deal with the little girl. Yes, it affected me because of that. Healing gave me rooms to become her. I'm still becoming her. You will become her. What is becoming her? You will become the woman that God has designed you to be when you learn to heal for real. You heal because you want to grow. You don't heal because you want to stay complacent. You heal and you take, like right now, my mother-in-law is no longer with us. And I know it's going to take a moment to just watching my husband. So I don't know what they look like. But I know we're gonna have to deal with that part, right? Some kind of way. But in my now, I'm talking about what I did in 2018. Baby, I learned how to heal from that. And can speak and hello, God bless you, how you doing? And keep on moving. Like ain't nothing ever happened. And some I don't have the energy. I won't. But I realize I have to make sure that I heal and I grow. All right? You got to make sure that you heal, you grow. What did I do in the process and what that looked like? When I started, I went to counseling, of course. I got a mentor, of course. Later on, I started watching my business coach. And again, that was a couple of years ago, and she's now my business coach today. But before I even got a business coach, I literally did mentoring with Nona Jones. It was about 6 months of that. And by June, I was starting my Butterfly Academy, my birthday month. But I started journaling even more. This is the thing I tell everyone, grab you a journal and start journaling. My journaling allowed me to write so that I could heal. So I started the process of healing. I literally allowed my journaling to allow me to tap into the version of me that still needed healing even after counseling. That makes sense? I need to put the number one, Tanya. That makes sense. I literally allowed, yes, the counselor, but I needed to write and journal to the Lord that allowed me to heal. Maybe that ain't it for everybody, but when I write, I heal. Yeah, somebody say I love journaling. Yes. When I write, I heal, man. So that's why I love writing books, because I write, I heal. When I wrote the book, You Are the Fragrance, that's one of my, I believe, my best book ever. My heart is on the table with that book. But it's showing that woman, it is for pastor wives, but it's also for that woman that's trying to find her identity and who she is after she's been broken from people, right? And that's my thing. I had to learn how to do that. Now, I had to think about the younger version of me while I wrote, and also deal with that part of writing, healing from that little girl. I had to learn the version of that experience of rejection, that experience of disappointment, that experience. I found out that I had abandonment issues. I also found out I had failure issues. That's why I always tell people I'm so loyal, right? I'm a loyal, baby, you rock out with me, we gonna rock out till the wheels fall off. I realized that was an issue that I had to learn. Just because I'm that way don't mean that's not everybody's story, but I'm loyal to a fault. So it depends on, right? I realized that the version of me had to experience the rejection. I dealt with the church hurt, but it helped as a minister's wife. But and you are the fragrance. I deal with the hurt of a pastor's wife, right? So I had to deal with that church hurt again, all over again. Had to deal with that. What level of part of you that you have to deal with? And you got to find out what it is. I had to deal with heartbreak. I had to deal with fear. I had to write a letter to myself. I do this in my Butterfly Academy. I'm going to tell you what I do, because I've done it a couple of times. But I literally went, how many of y'all, I want you to put the butterfly in the screen. If you know where I'm going to go, those of you that's a part of my BAM program, go on and put the butterfly. You know what I'm about to say. I literally started allowing, and I learned this in counseling, is that I have the ladies, when they start my program, they write a letter. I'm not going to do this next time because I've done it too many times, right? I got to find something new. And so I don't mind telling it. But I have these ladies write a letter to the person that they believe is the most important person in their life. How many of y'all remember? I want y'all to put okay, I see your butterflies. Y'all remember me doing this? Yes. I literally have them write a letter to the person that they believe is the most important person in your life. If this was effective, I want, for those that's in the BAM, I want y'all to put the number 2, Tanya. This was effective. And so after they write this letter to this person, I let them go. We come back the next meeting after they wrote this letter to this amazing person that they believe is amazing. And then they come back and they write a letter. After they write that letter, then I have them read the letter. After I have them read the letter, after they read the letter, what's up, Katie? Guess what I have them do? Take the person's name out of the letter and put their name in there. Whoop! The most effective thing that we start off. Now, if you know we that effective at the beginning of the BAM, you know the rest of it is amazing, right? And they literally write this letter and they turn around and they start every time the healing begins, because they start to see the part of them that they realize that this other person have, they also have it. Katie say, Lord, I cried with this one. Yes. They get a chance to see you're just as great as the person you think that is so amazing. I love to show women how great they are. Like, baby, you just as good. You're just as amazing. You're just as anointed. You're just as powerful as the person that you just wrote about. And when they do that, they get a chance to start the process of healing. Yeah. That's why I love my Butterfly Academy mentorship, because we write that letter and it tells us what we learn about ourselves. It tells us what we survived. The same thing that person they wrote about survived, they survived it too. Yeah, that's what that letter does to them. It tells them what they really need to hear about themselves and who they are. And it tells them, sis, don't give up. Your healing is the catapult to the thing that God has designed you to do. And you can't reach that capacity until you take out the time to heal. Katie, I had to heal. I had to heal, man. As a pastor's wife, I was broken from people. And I said, wait a minute, girl, you can't sit here. You got too much to do. I come to tell you, you can't sit there. You got too much to do. You got too much that is designed for you to do. And because of that, the woman you see today is still going through the process of making my capacity bigger than what I can imagine. Because now, where I'm going, and when I look back at that, it was so worth it. I needed it because then I got women that were getting into my programs that put me through some stuff. But I learned how not to allow those things that they said or did to be a trigger to who I was becoming. You got to heal while building. Can you type that? Tanya, I got to heal while I'm building. I'm done. I'm almost done. I got to heal while I'm building. I don't went too long. I got to heal while I'm building. And how do I heal while I'm building? Take care of the strong woman. Number one, take care of the strong woman. Number two, whatever is triggering you, make sure you understand it's teaching you. It's making you better. And number three, healing creates capacity. Listen, because of this, because of me learning how to heal, here we go. Lady McGee, here we go. Y'all know I'm finna talk about it, don't play. Because of me learning how to heal while building, I also want to teach other women how to do this, right? So I created a space, Butterfly Academy Mentorship, and this year I'm doing a retreat. And so with this retreat, even as I realized that I'm healing while I'm building, I realized that most women don't need another place where they have to pretend. I love the Butterfly Academy because you don't have to pretend, baby. Be you. Be you, be true. Because most of the time I can feel you in the Holy Ghost anyway. But be you, be true. Be you, be true to who you are. You don't want another place where you can pretend. Can you put the number 5? Tell you don't want another place where I need to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I want to be me and be free. I need you to put the 5. I want to be me and I want to be free. I don't need another room where they have to wear a mask. I wanted to create Butterfly Academy, and I don't really put out there who's in my class, what's going on, unless they leave a review or a testimonial. Then I do that. Other than that, I want you to just you taking this class with me, and it don't matter who knows. However, because I want you to take the time for you not to wear a mask, for you not to be in this place of you wearing a mask. But I also realized that I wanted a room where the environment, where they can feel the pressure all together with other women to be a part of something where they would have a safe place to grow. I wanted a safe place for women to grow. And I decided to do this Butterfly Academy because, if I could be totally honest, I do virtual, but I wanted to do in person. I get a chance. Lady McGee signed up. I can't wait to meet you in person, sugar. I can't wait to meet you in person. I saw that you signed up. I can't wait to meet you in person. We've been rocking out for a couple of years, but it's nothing like having her in my face, for me to wrap my arms around her and hug on her, never meeting her in person. So I decided to no longer do virtual, but create a space that women can come and be honest. Women can come and see each other face to face, and they cry and they laugh and they explore and they collaborate and they do all these things together. I wanted to not create just another conference, just another whatever, right? Another event. I've done those multiple times and I love them. But this space is a little bit different. It's more intimate. It's more, I only want to take so many women. As of now, I have 10 spots left. Can somebody put the number 10? 10, that's all I got. 10 spots left. I'm only taking 25 women. That's it. I have 10 spots left at this event. I don't want a lot of women here. Why? Because I want to maybe next year, if the Lord placed it on my heart, but right now, I just only want so many to come and be a part of this. I wanted to create a different setting. And so it's going to be on a beach. It's going to be at Gulf Shore, Alabama on October the 8th through the 10th. Can you type that? October the 8th through the 10th. October the 8th through the 10th. And it's going to be a different experience. It's not going to be, don't come looking for a whole lot of dress up. Lights, camera, action. That's not what I'm doing this year. I want it more intimate. You might see a couple of balloons. That's it. Like, I want this to be effective. Nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, because probably the next one, and it's funding wise, because right now it's out of my pocket. So we're gonna pray that the Lord send us some grants. Okay, we're gonna pray about that. But I want it to be a place where women can become, so that women can heal, forgive, let go, but also grow. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. That's gonna be my new thing, Katie. Sister Katie. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. All right. Somebody type this so I can remember. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. And after they do that, I want to show them how to build. That last day, I'm going to literally show you how to build, man. How to build or start or whatever. Because if you with me, you're going to start something, sugar. You're going to start something. You're going to be doing something. But a place where women can learn that they don't have to choose between healing and success. You can do both. You can heal and have success. You can heal, have success. Thank y'all. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. Yeah, I'm going to need that. Heal, forgive, let go, and grow. So before we leave today, I want you to sign up and be a part of the Butterfly Academy mentorship program, man, that is happening on October the 8th. I put the link in here. October the 8th. It's going to be happening through the 10th in Gulf Shore, Alabama, where once you make the payment, everything will be paid for. Your room, your food, except for your lunch. But everything else is paid for. And it's $800. Once you make the payment, $800, it's going to take care of everything for you. All right? Everything for you. So I would love for you to come and be a part of that. But listen, before we leave today, I want to tell you this. I want to make sure that you don't carry around by yourself, everything by yourself. You want to heal, but you don't want to heal alone. I did not heal alone. I healed with people. I did not heal alone. I healed with a community. I did not walk around pretending, because sometimes, Sister Katie, when I was mad at you, you knew it. I was hot. I had no 2 words, 3 words to say to you. But I realized, no, Tonya, that's not how you do that. I had to heal so that I can forgive and let go. And some I realized I had to completely let go. Some relationships I had to. It was healthier that way. You got to learn that. You don't learn that by yourself. You learn that with other people. My counselor let me know that there's some relationships that I do not have to give energy to. Yeesh. I was so relieved. And then another person told me, listen, there's some relationships you can forgive and let go and keep it moving. You don't have to entertain, especially when you know a person is dogging you out. Man, oh God, I'm good. Love you, but I'm not Jesus. Yeah, I'm healing and I'm doing this my way, right? In God's way. I'm trying, right? Trying. But healing is not a destination. It's a journey, man. You literally got to learn how to heal and have a journey of healing. All right. So as I'm learning, I'm still learning in my now, the importance of giving myself permission to heal, giving myself permission to let go, and becoming the woman that I deserve to see walk in her full potential. I want to do the same for you, to see that woman that you deserve to be and become, to walk in your full potential. Listen, that's all I have. I thank y'all for rocking out. I thank y'all for being a part. I thank y'all again for every person that has called, text on my birthday yesterday, called, text, sent me. Baby, thank y'all for the gifts. I will be buying up some stuff. Thank you for the gifts, for those that gave gifts. Text me, call me, even put on social media. I thank you so much for that. But most of all, to those that have reached out to my husband, it means the world to him, to us. Those that have shown up, given us food, all of that, we appreciate you. We appreciate you during this time. Did not know how much I needed it. As I said in one of my blogs the other day, Sister Katie, I realized this, that I was pouring into people, didn't realize I needed to be poured into. So I thank you for those that have been pouring into us after the passing of my mother-in-law. This Saturday, we will be burying her. Please keep us in your prayers. It is needed and necessary. And I'm done with that because I'm not going to sit up here and cry. All right. Thank y'all for rocking out. Thank y'all for being a part. Rock out with me next Tuesday as we do part 4. Part 4, I think, is doing it afraid. I'm going to share with you how I learned how to do it afraid and how I want to teach you how to do it afraid. You cannot walk in fear when you are building. So now we talked about so far, again, and I'm done. We talked about the importance of you making decision to not take your dreams to the grave. I told you how I did that. I also talked about your pain has purpose. I told you how I did that. And now we talked about healing while building. We're going on a journey. And my last one is doing it afraid. I learned how to do it afraid. And I might come do a bonus with Q&A after that. But thank y'all for rocking out. Enjoy your day. Happy birthday to my nephew, Speedy. It's his birthday today. And happy birthday to my coach. One day y'all will meet her. Not right now. Because I don't need nobody to, no, not right now. Look at me, Katie, I'm petty. But one day, I can't wait. One day, I don't say about her because I know once I tell people, baby, they finna be, yeah. But happy birthday to my coach. All right, that's all I have. Thank y'all for rocking out. Stay blessed. If you don't remember anything else, remember you are a product of God's grace and mercy when you see yourself through God's eyes and not people. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.